Hey guys, and welcome to FeedBack. I'm Annie.
And I'm Scott.
And first up, this is a story that we did about VK, which is the so-called Facebook of Russia, getting taken down for a day. And the top comment on this video was in Russian from LOL MBA Pro. And I had to stick this into Google Translate because I can't read Russian.
Oh, great.
And what Google Translate spat out was, "Who put with the collar Zuckerberg Lois?" But I think
makes sense.
I think what the reference is that there's a popular group on VK called Zuckerberg Calls, and it's kind of a technology-focused news sort of group about VK and Zuckerberg and Facebook
You spend
and everything.
a lot of time on there.
Yeah, I'm loving it. I'm all up in it. Yeah, I love VK. But we think that obviously, Google Translate clearly butchered that comment.
Right.
But that's the general gist. And then we also had Kinematics, who wrote, "VK is far better than Facebook. It's a Russian social network. That's why it's not popular outside Russia, Ukraine, Belarus, Kazakhstan, Armenia, Georgia, and somehow Mongolia." Well, Mongolia is pretty close to Russia, so it's not surprising.
It's nearby.
But yeah, it's really fun. I'm really liking it.
You love it. You come in every day, you're like, oh man, I'm on VK right now. I'm talking to some Russian teens. We're talking about how cool I am.
Well, it's fun because they integrate video and music really well. So and
also really catty comments apparently.
And really catty comments.
Annie's been showing me some.
There's
really
a lot of hot gossip on there.
Yeah.
A lot of hot gossip, and you can also listen to songs right on there and play videos. And I've heard, there's some piracy happening on that site.
Whoa!
You didn't hear from me.
I didn't hear anything because I'm deaf in this ear.
Actually, you just did hear from me. But
well, no.
But anyway, it's fun. I'm enjoying it. Yeah.
Cool.
And then next up, we have some comments about the Samsung Galaxy S4 Mini coming soon, and it actually was announced by Samsung. This is basically the mini version of this Galaxy S4, which has been a popular seller. And Germ1027 writes, "When did 4.3-inch become mini? I remember when the Evo 4G came out with a 4.3-inch, there were raves about how big the screen was. Also, I'm a small-handed person. I have no size-related issues with my Note 2. You probably don't have hands that are as small as mine, I'm assuming.
Very tiny.
But he makes a good point in that 4.3 inches is considered mini now, but it's not really all that small. It's still bigger than the iPhone.
Yeah, I don't know. I think we are entering the era of phablets becoming normal and regular giant like the Samsung Galaxy S4, not mini, is going to be a miniature phone in about 2 years, maybe.
Yeah.
That's what I'm guessing.
But what about the tiny hand?
You're just gonna have to use those cool Bluetooth headsets.
Okay, can't wait.
Yeah. All right. So last week was pretty much Xbox One week here on TFM. Did a lot of stories on Xbox One. I talked about how the Kinect, people are afraid that the Kinect can spy on you. Retro Red wrote in saying, "Does Microsoft really think no one can hack into the new Kinect 2.0? All securities are breakable. Challenge accepted, Microsoft."
Uh-oh.
Yeah, well, I mean, I feel like he kind of speaks for the hacking community at large. I mean, people took to the Kinect 1 and turned it into robots and figured out how to backwards engineer that whole thing, not how to spy, because it's not connected to the internet all the time. But Skype is pretty vulnerable. Skype is owned by Microsoft. Skype is integrated into the Kinect and the Xbox One. Watch out, guys. All right, more Xbox One talk from Tech Feedback of last week. Cale Smith says, "Everyone knows that the conference wasn't for gamers, but if it wasn't for gamers, why broadcast it on Spike TV during the middle of the day when that other audience isn't watching?" Well, Cale, here's the thing. Even if that conference was broadcast on, say, Lifetime, I'm betting gamers would have watched it. If they were announcing a new console, they wanted to see what it was about. So even if they were getting the boring stuff out of the way, which I am assuming they did, and E3 is going to be all about games, and everyone who's saying, "Oh, this is going to be a big failure, oh, it's going to be terrible," and then when the games come out, they're like, "Xbox One is the best!" Ah!
Yeah.
It's going to be a tide-turning event. They just broadcast it there because that's where their audience is.
Yeah.
And so might as well see it there.
Yeah, sure.
Yep.
Okay, some more Google Glass reactions to my hands-on experience with Glass. Trying it out, I was able to borrow our CTO Rob DeMillo's pair. Dirt Star Pranks, "I want one of these. How much are they and when can I get them?" So unless you already have your pair by now, you're probably not going to get in on this developer round. That's what this is. It's an experiment for Google to see what people do with the technology, and where it goes. And these versions were $1,500, so real
super
cheap.
cheap.
Super
cheap.
super affordable.
Super affordable.
No big deal.
Super cheap.
Not cheap. But they haven't actually formally announced when the new, the first round of the consumer versions would be out. I think
Or if they
still,
ever will come out.
Yeah, I think they're still. I mean, this whole thing is very experimental for them. But you bet we'll be telling you about it.
Yep.
And more Google stuff. Google Search gets conversational. They did some big tweaks to Google Search, including voice search and incorporating personal results into their search. So Caleb Harrison writes, how do you get this? Do I need to update Chrome or what? Yes, I do believe you need to update to Chrome 27, so be sure to do that, and then that should show up. The voice thing should show up right on the side.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Okay, next up, using your phone before bed is making you fat.
Fat.
Austin Lintz writes, what about a TV that you may have on in your room? Is it the same effect? I don't know. I mean, speaking as not a scientist, but TVs still do emit like the blue light. But for whatever reason, I think it maybe having something to do with the fact that TV is a passive experience, where using your computer is a sort of an active, engaged, interactive experience. A lot of people need the TV to fall asleep. I know that are you that type of person?
No, my girlfriend is not allowed television in our bedroom at all, because that's where the workbench is, so to speak, and that's where you should be focusing all of your attention.
Yeah.
I used to fall asleep with the television all the time, and I need to fall asleep with noise, so I just kind of wait for her to fall asleep, and then I turn on the radio very, very faintly.
Yeah.
To fall asleep.
Yeah, but it's almost kind of having like white noise.
In
the background.
Yeah, totally. Also, you're not a scientist?
No.
Oh wow, shocking.
Oh no, I am.
Oh, okay.
I am. I can't tell you of what, but just science.
All right.
Just general
All right,
science.
I believe it.
And speaking of science, 3D printed food coming soon. A number of you guys mentioned crickets, because I think that was listed in one of the ingredients
like
that
the
they
powders.
can. Yeah, you can sort of synthesize crickets into this food of the future. Sage of the Dark writes, I'll try it once. I've eaten cricket before. It sucked. And then on the other hand, Waffle Sticks 24 said, I would eat the pizza because crickets are good. You should try them. Have you eaten crickets?
No, I've had waffle sticks before. Those are great, but not crickets.
Would you eat waffle sticks made out of crickets?
I would, if there was enough maple syrup to drown out the cricket taste.
Crickets.
Yes, I would eat waffle sticks made out of crickets.
I can't remember when I ate crickets, but I think they were fried or something, or and they were
Probably.
just crunchy. Or was it like a Korean restaurant or something where they had bugs?
Whoa.
It was good.
Okay.
It was crunchy. I didn't even realize there were bugs until someone was like, "Oh, those were
Were they
bugs."
accidentally on your plate, or were they intentionally?
No.
On your plate?
It was like a dish.
Okay.
But they were just crunchy.
All right. Well, that wraps it up for this week's episode of Tech Feedback. If you have a comment you want to see on this show, leave it down below. Subscribe to the channel. Until next time, I'm Scott.
I'm Annie.
And we'll see you guys in 4 hours. What's the weirdest thing you've ever, weirdest animal you ever ate?
The weirdest animal. I've had an alligator before.
Okay.
It wasn't good. It tasted swampy. I didn't like it.
Tasted swampy?
Yeah. It was very tough, and it tasted like a swamp to me.
Okay.
Bugs, but everyone's eaten bugs.
I've accidentally eaten bugs, not intentionally.
Yeah.
But I always do that, like the cat trying to vomit when a fly or something goes in your ear.
Yeah. I had a spider on a dare once.
A lot? Really?
Yeah. I mean, when I was a kid.
Oh, how old were you?
Probably 7.
You had some terrible friends. Wow.
Those terrible friends are called siblings.
Oh, sibling? Oh, they made you eat oh, man.
They are the worst friends.
I made my sister eat my poop.
Really?
Yeah.
How did you talk her into that?
Well, we couldn't speak at the time. I threw my poop out of my diaper into her crib, and she thought it was raisins. My mother walked in on her eating poop. True story. She was backed up against her crib going, ugh, caca, ugh. It's smeared all over her mouth.
That's probably happened in every household,
Probably. Babies are gross. Don't have babies.
Comment if you've eaten poop before. Like this video.
Like this video. Share with your friends.